Hello everyone, so welcome back to our channel. So this week we got Tarik sessions with all my friends here. So what of Tarik you love, Cikgu?
Well, originally, I like what y'all are drinking right now, Earl Grey.
Oh yeah.
Earl Grey?
Yes, I really like Earl Grey. The original English Earl Grey. Ooh, that's the best.
Wow, we got the same taste.
For so-called Western tea. For Eastern tea, I like pu
It's a book?
No. This is English Earl Grey. The best I tried is Vita Chelsea.
Oh,
Yeah.
for me I just drink Dilmah today. Dilmah is
But there's only Dilmah here, that's why you have to try some.
No lah, I like kari putih teh tarik. The normal one.
Well, this is Myanmar tea mix. Very nice. Cukup lemak and not too sweet. Very nice.
Okay, so three of us drink a tea today. One is Dr. Tansui is drink Tarik from Myanmar, and two of us are drink from England. Cheers. So then, but as we have discussed, and our team have arranged a meeting, and for this week, finally we have a same main topic to be discussed is into the unknown. And when I post it into Facebook or Instagram or on my personal WhatsApp status, some of them began to question and ask me, are you trying to make a new movie of Frozen 3? Because it's a...
1, 2, 3. Okay.
So who is Olaf the snowman?
So then I asked myself, oh, I don't have any idea on Frozen 3 basically, but we just probably sang theme song in Frozen 2, where Elsa or her sister, Anna I think, sing the song of the Into the Unknown. So when I check out the lyrics, it's that there's a one kind of stanza that it says, "You are not a voice, it was just a ringing in my ear, and if I heard you, which I don't, unspoken for I fear. Everyone I haven't ever loved is here within these walls. I'm sorry, secret siren. But I'm blocking out of your calls. I had my adventure, I don't need something new. I'm afraid of what I'm risking if I follow you." What do you think about the kind of the lyrics?
I don't understand.
So when I Into the Unknown is basically, and when you see, and the second stanza I think is you say like this: I can hear you, but I won't. Some look for trouble, while others don't. There are 1,000 reasons I should go about my day, and ignore your whispers which I wish would go away. Oh, wow. Well, and I know I look at it. They have similarity about our topic today, into the unknown. Like, where is our destination next? What is our plan next?
But I like to be more spiritual in the sense that it is like I really like to imagine that where we are right now is just like the Israelites being led by Joshua, and they are standing at the threshold, about to cross the Jordan River, into the Promised Land. And there's one verse there that says, the Lord need to be ahead of us because we've never been this way before. And I really feel that our situation right now today is very much like that. So we really do not know what is in store for us beyond COVID-19, except that we know that it's going to be this new term, the new norm. That is going around everywhere. Everyone is using this term, the new normal. So we really do not know how we can define the new normal. How much of the old is retained, or is it going to be a whole new thing? I just imagine watching movies, where suddenly there's an announcement that says, everyone, you can come out from your hiding place, and then people come out and I always imagine beyond MCO it's going to be like that. We're going to come out in the streets and then we see, wow.
When you talk about, I remember there's a one movie, it was released in 2012, about the end of the age, where they out from the ships after the after the big floods. She was so beautiful. So when you say that,
I think it's going to be something like this, because we've been reading, we can see Mount Everest for the first time, the flowers are blooming, without intervention of man, Earth is healing itself. So I think, to some extent, we will have the experience, come out, wow.
But it's already experiencing one.
Yeah.
Now every alternate day we go and see Auntie, Uncle Roti. Come and get, wow. That's part of it.
A foretaste of it.
You know what? When you stuck in your house, sometimes you got a cabin fever. and then when you go out from your space and go out to see the world, it's just you are free, and you just wow, it's so beautiful today. So that is about, we talk about journey today. It's about into the unknown, where as Jacob said, it's just like when you open your door, it's like, wow. The expression of wow is very huge. It's impact not only to myself but to each one of us today, including in Malaysia or wherever you are at this moment. So without further ado, probably we just ask Alan to say a prayer, and we have a very good discussion on that.
Let us pray. Thank you, Father God, for such a wonderful time for us to gather together here for a Tarik session. We want to talk about, Father God, want to go further into actually what is the effect of this MCO to us in our daily life. And we understand that, Father God, that we are anticipating some of the changes that's going to happen, and it's already happening, and then probably all these changes may become part of our habits. And then, but Father God, again, we would not know what actually is waiting ahead of us after this MCO. It's just a prayer, Father God, that may you bless us with wisdom and also understanding to get us prepared so that we are ready for these changes. And at the end of the road, after we change, we will still remember and we still hold on to the faith that, Father God, you are the final destiny of us. Thank you, Father God. We want to commit this time to your hand. Thank you, Father God. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Great prayer. Wonderful. So then, I just recall what you have said when it's about when Joshua led the Israelites go up from Egypt. Then, because when Joshua leads, it's because Moses died for sure. What the kind of experience is related to us today? Any comment on that?
Well, if you want to be more specific, we look at Malaysia. We have, okay, it's an illegitimate government, but nevertheless, it's a new government.
Okay.
Yeah, so I really do not know why God allows this to happen, although we are very angry. It's not a government that we voted for. But then it is a new government that God raised in such a time as now. And that I believe God will use them mightily to fulfill His purpose for Malaysia.
Amen.
And yeah, it is just like them, a new leadership taking us across to something new.
Okay.
And we've never experienced a lot of things before, and like before this I was just reading the online news, the government is calling for a parliament sitting that lasts only one day. And everyone is creating a big hoo-ha out of it. Is it legal? All those things, But it's never been done in Malaysia. So there are all these new things slowly unfolding before us that we need to slowly adapt to it. For example, also after MCO, I'm very sure none of us will leave home without wearing a mask. So we have to learn to recognize our friends through their eyes. Look at that spectacles that you wear. And mistake someone for your friend or something like that because it looks similar or something from behind.
Yeah, correct. It is true. And when you talk about after MCO, like for me, when I look at myself, probably there have a lot of changes in our society as well, including ourselves, because we will probably more be cautious, and probably a change of gesture. Oh, the door is angry. It is just kind of probably we just use the Malaysia line style of greetings. Let's say peace to you, or just say hi from afar, but probably we just not say refuse, but we'll think twice of shaking a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Or even hugging in church.
Yes,
Oh, that we just say sastram, right? Sastram in Indian, in Tamil language. So it just can't be like that. And anyway, what do you think about that, Alan?
Same thing. I would think that generally after MCO will be more social distancing when we talk, and then I'll think that probably language may be lesser because we'll be relying on your internet, talking, and then
SMS languages.
yeah. And because when we talk, you know, the saliva flies, and people are scared. But then when you text, nothing happens. But then maybe there's a problem then whereby it actually deteriorates our way of talking.
Yeah.
Then I can sense that people will likely to get more restless. Why? Because the internet is slow.
When you mentioned about internet connection, to be honest, when MCO is introduced in Malaysia, the traffic of internet in Malaysia have become more and more jammed.
No, actually it can't be helped because what else is there?
Yeah.
And
What else is there?
and then you realize people began to watch more on
yeah.
YouTube, on movies.
Because what else is there?
Yeah.
And even myself is impacted all my life. Before MCO, I'm used to just watch probably about 3 hours at least, or at least of YouTube, to be honest. But now probably I can take 6 hours to watch on YouTube or on movies because I cannot do anything at all.
Yeah.
So what is going to be impact? What is going to be impact on our country as well? But we'll not focus on that today. But in ourselves, our consumption on internet data, internet connection, everything, this will affect our daily life as well. Because if you can see, if we rely upon internet, rely upon our phone or gadget, basically you just cause a new problem.
Yeah.
No, you not focus on society, but you cause problem to ourselves. Even according to data, even before MCO, we have the technology already, and people began to be more addicted.
Yes.
On the technology, everything. Any comment on that?
Plus with the MCO, now people don't really wanted to go to crowded area to do grocery shopping, so they do online. So means to say next time you'll be sitting when you wake up, you're sitting on your desk online buying things, right? And the time ready makan, also you order delivery, then makan or they got to sleep. So your whole life maybe at the desk and also on the bed.
I would say that the traffic industry will be very badly affected. I mean, people will not want to travel as much. Yeah, the transportation industry, like cars, bus, even air travel, especially international travel. I would see that many people, or rather, everyone will be very cautious to go across borders.
Yes.
So transportation industry, I worry for them.
But it could be a plus point. Why? Because not many people wanted to go. So means to say the etiquette, the passport, everything. So save money to go travel.
So this is our message to Malaysia Alliance, to Asia.
Lower your fees.
Just jokes. It's up to you to decide, not us. You just don't want it. So and when we focus on whatever in this topic, it's really help us. And we need someone to talk with us, and even thanks to the technology that we have, even that you are alone today, you just can call your friends, whatever they're doing at the moment. You just call up and say, hey, I need you today. Probably like me, yesterday I wake up. My friend Alan, he's in his room, and I was in the pantry, and I just called him a video conference call and said, hello Alan. I can't go to his room, but I just call him. That is what happened today. But that will affect our social life. Anyway.
I don't think so. It will affect our social life. It just affect how we define social life. Because like what you said, you can still video call Ellen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the missing item here is that physical connection.
Just the physical connection.
Yeah, so we can still connect with each other. It's just how we redefine.
But then from the other point of view, I would say that maybe give us more time to call friends that we seldom talk to.
Yep.
So probably it's a plus point.
Distance, because of distance. I mean, last night I had my cell group meeting with my old church friends back in Penang.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also felt that this is the time for just to kick our butt. Where we realize that we need to move with the times. But then some of us we just laid back and then we say we can still do things the old way. And then suddenly this comes and then I have friends who do not know how to function, how to operate Zoom. So they're not able to participate in the meeting. Yeah, so it's like, we know we ought to follow the, move with the times. But then if we are still old school, we get left behind.
Yeah. That's why today, when I remember when I was in my university before, we make kind of a research. It says that if the not say old folks, what called boomers or
Boomers. Yes.
the boomers, if the boomers cannot catch up with the technology today, they will be left behind.
Yeah.
Even in work, even your job, profile, even in your education, even in your daily life. If you don't catch up with the technology, you will left behind. So now, how about in church, as we are today in our church life, as a congregation? How do we see? Any comment? Like how to be involved? Not to say just focus on online service or just focus on online prayer or so on, but how we can to say to our congregation or to our friends in the church that we need to be together as a fellowship of friends and everything, but how we do it in virtual, online and everything.
Yeah, again, I would still say, those who refuse to learn will get left behind. And my worry is for the old people who really don't know technology. They will be left behind. And these are people that, for traditional churches like Anglican, Methodist, we have a lot of old members, elderly members, and that is my worry for them. And they still need that personal visitation. For the rest of us, I think we are very okay, we're very fine with this online visit or the pastor just text, hey, how are you? We are still okay with it. My worry is elderlies. I mean, how are we going to reach out to them? I know some very gung-ho, they will know how to turn on the computer, but many are not. They still need someone to help them so that they can be in contact with the world outside.
But to me, from the other end of point of view, I would say that because last time church used to do, like example, like a Bible study or cell group, it's only that dedicated group of people. But now it's online, so it means anybody can see it. So to me, that could be a plus point, because meaning to say that the leaders leading a group must be really well prepared, because there will be a lot of people watching his online broadcasting and then asking these questions. And also by learning online, there is a good point also, because you can pause it for a moment, then you jot down or you want to find out some new information. It's like that. But you can go and explore further, because this is what I learned through our Zoom classes. So if let's say in the class, it hasn't crossed my mind, then the student's presentation they present, then I don't have a new idea. But then when it's online, it's different. I pause it, I go and search for information. Oh, this is like that. I can think further. So to me, that is a plus point. So means to say that these MCOs actually cause some people to develop further, going deeper into the study.
And mentioning about broadcasting to the whole world, I think this is a very important point for us to take note, that if you are doing the teaching, make sure that you're properly equipped. I realize that there are many churches out there who are very so-called moved by the Spirit. They don't see the importance of going to seminary. There's something which I don't agree. I mean, if you are to lead a Bible study, make sure that you have you have solid foundation.
Base.
Yeah.
Strong base.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're going to broadcast to the whole wide world, they're going to look at it, and it's your credibility that's at stake.
Yes, so that's why you need to think on another issue, ecumenism. So now it's not only I'm only attending the teaching from my pastor, I can also attend the teaching of other pastors from different denominations churches. So that would be the starting point of a new wave of ecumenism.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's probably going to break down barriers, and Jesus' prayer is going to come true. You know that they will be one.
Hallelujah. When you talk about it, I remember that in my family, because especially my family, my uncles, my auntie, who are not very good in so-called internet, but they know how to operate WhatsApp. So that's the way they can do. So what I can do for them is every single day, even starting, it was changed my family daily life ever since we have the MCO. At every night, at 9 in the evening, night or evening, call it evening, whatever, evening isn't it? 9 in the evening, they will gather as a family wherever they are, and go sit or kneel for prayer. But at the same time, they need a guidance. So every single day, I will upgrade a new readings from the lectionary as well. It's helping them, and then I build up what kind of prayer items for them as well. Okay. It's really interesting for them, and it's really helped. And even they don't have a chance to go to church. At least I sent a video, a voice recording from the reading I just read, and I explained a little bit about it. It's not a sermon; it's just a little sharing. I say, okay, this is going on this story. What we can get from this on our daily life, and it really helped for them. And they said they were blessed. Even using WhatsApp, they are blessed. But now, how about our old folks in the there is our great challenge as a church. But we'll talk about it on next week.
Okay.
As well. Yeah. But we're focusing on today is about ourselves, individual. Now, after MCO, there were a lot of changes around us, for sure, as you said in the earlier conversation, and you too. So my question is, are we prepared for this thing? You just, as Dr. Tansubi have said, when the government say, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, you can get out from your house or your room, or do we like a zombie get out and I can freedom? Or we have a kind of attitude like, oh no, don't go out too early, it's dangerous. So this is kind of attitude that probably I think is why government in the first 2 weeks asking us to stay at home is to develop our habit, because our habit and our daily life can be changed within 2 weeks if you really follow the routine.
Right.
Then after following it 2 weeks, only 1 month already, and now it's a 1 month and half.
Right.
Yeah.
Thus, our daily life changed after this. Anyway,
you want to say something?
Want to say something?
Yeah, definitely there's something changed because we have been kept inside the house, and then the most famous slogan, stay at home. Yeah, so I do think that definitely after the MSO we will still have this kind of habit, like spending most of our time staying at home. And then, but of course, when the time comes up for us to go out, it's wow, definitely. But then I would think that the habit will be still more inclined to stay at home, do things individually, and then don't really go and mix around with people except through your social media. So this is something that if we keep on doing something which is continuously, then it becomes a new habit.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant comment.
Yeah, I would say that even though the MCO is lifted, I mean, just now I was reading a news portal also that it says that it will not be immediately, I mean, it will be face by face.
Yeah.
So I think it's very good for, like what you have mentioned, slowly, you know, it's not like mendadak, like that. Slowly, you know, get us used back to the open. but still, I think even MCO is lifted personally for all of us, for everyone, we'll still be very cautious.
Yeah. Right. So, and then when we see all these things happen around us, probably people will have a question in mind. Can I go out with my friend for lepa or Tarik as we have do today? Because I remember before MCO, Alan and I are very actively go to Tarik wedding.
All secret out already.
but after MCO, probably we will have to think twice whether to go out.
You're still having there, yeah.
Well, when we go to Kedai Mama and said, but we don't have the chance like before. Anyway, we probably just stay home and have a chat, and that's all. Anyway, thank you for your great conversation as well. Any comment at the end about how is the Christian views? Scripture reading are probably.
Well, I like to go back to the story of Joshua leading the Israelites to the Promised Land.
Okay.
And I just like us to imagine for a while if you are there. Yeah, you have this young leader bringing you to somewhere new. Yeah, stepping into the unknown. You don't know what to expect. You know, just imagine you're among the Israelites. You know, there's a lot of promises there, just like how, you know, the Bible is, there's so many promises in the Bible venturing there, and you do not know what to do, you do not know what to expect. But I think as Christians, what the Bible tells us is that whatever we need to know, God already tells us. Yeah, so in these times like this, how to be prepared to enter into the unknown. Just soak yourself in the Word of God.
Yeah.
Because whatever we need to know, God has already told us in the Bible. So as long as we are equipped with the presence of God, I believe that we can brave every challenge that is ahead. Now, for sure is that after MCO, life is going to be difficult. You know, it takes time to build up the economy. You know, some countries, you know, I have friends all over the world, and some of them are saying that in certain parts of the country, you know, they are slowly running short of food. You know, but we are very blessed here. Anytime you can call Grab food, and then there's Texas chicken on your doorstep. You know, things like that. I went to Tesco to buy my grocery just now. There's ample food there. Although it's not ideal, you know, the one I want may not be there. You know, there's there's so much food there. So I think it's also a time where God is teaching us to appreciate. Yeah, in Malaysia, I believe that God has an important purpose for us. So I just want to, exhort the Malaysian church to arise. This is a time for us, and God sustained us for a purpose. Just don't miss out on what God has ordained for us.
Indeed, true. Yeah, when we have talked about it, about the journey from the Egypt to the Promised Land, and even today in our Malaysia context, sometimes we probably have a question in our mind as well. But as Jacob explained, it's about the Word of God. If we not to say trained, but if we are filled by the Word of God, we know what's next happen. This is the promise. Yes, and really it is amen. So my not to say challenge, but my question to all viewers out there: are you ready for the next journey? Probably we have talked about this before. Is the new Exodus. So it's not the Exodus that you think, okay? Is this just like a new era? Because you can see around the world today, talk about the new level,
The new normal.
the new normal begin from the expert from United States, and then in Malaysia again when Tun Mahathir have discussed with a doctor from Sunway College University, and today we are here. We talk about the same thing, but a different way of talking about into the unknown. So the first episode is just about yourself, individual. So, and in the conclusion, we just need to wake up. What is the key to get hold on the situation? So, any last comment from both of you before we close down with the prayer?
I still say that whatever key or whatever term you want to use it is our complete reliance on God. Yeah, because truly, I mean, we've never been this way before. Yeah, none of us have experienced a lockdown. You know? Not only Malaysia, the whole world. You know, this is what experience of a lifetime. You know, and really we have never experienced it before. Even our father's generation have not experienced it before. So it really is something that I can identify it with the Israelites entering into the promised land and Joshua actually telling them, you know, you have not gone this way before, you don't know what to do, you don't know what to expect. So his advice to us is, his advice to the Israelites is the same as advice to us, that we need reliance on God. Yeah, as long as we have God ahead of us to show the way, then I really feel that we are in safe hands.
Yeah. Now I was thinking two things. First thing is, well, this is a once in your lifetime experience. Write it down. Who knows, maybe next time, you tell your tutu cicik, this is the story of Papa, Grandpa. Wow. And then the second point is, well, we can put ourselves into, what if I am the Joshua that I'm going to lead my church member into a new unknown?
Yes.
What should I do? Or what if I am one of the Israelites, I'm going in to cross over the unknown, the Jordan, cross into the unknown, what should I do? But then, anyway, in the Bible it's clearly stated, nothing is new. Everything is the same, it's just repeating. That's what King Solomon has said. But then one thing for sure, God is in control.
Amen.
So let us remember that whatever that is waiting for us in the head, even though it's unknown, the best thing about Christian is we know that it is a non-fact. God is with us.
Yes, indeed.
And truly, God, He is, He has the whole world in His hands.
Amen. It's a great, brilliant conversation with you. Thank you, Alan, and thank you, Dr. Tansui, for today. And for all viewers out there, this is the message of hope. This is a new message to tell each one of you, including ourselves here. This is a new journey, probably, because none of us have experienced this before, as Dr. Tansui said, but we are sure because God is our backup. God is behind us, and God is also in front of us already. So put your faith, believe in Him. At the same time, don't get so frustrated if you get home today. Now there's a third phase in Malaysia, but I don't know what other countries have done. But I'm pretty sure when you watch this, tell your friends, tell your families, you're okay at this moment, and pray for each one of us, so that we will be maintain what we have to be. A new beginning, a new era, as Alan said, it's nothing new. It's just a repeating, time by time. So in the end, my personal message to all of you there, keep in prayer, press on, do not stop, keep smiling every time. God bless you. Not forgotten, let us ask Dr. Tansui to close in prayer.
Okay, let us pray. God, we thank you for this exciting time that you are bringing into our midst today, that we can really personally experience the wonderful things that you are unfolding each and every day in Malaysia and also in the world today. So just give us that spiritual understanding and that anticipation to see the great wonders that you're doing, so that God, that's what Alan says, we can tell our children and our children's children this wonderful God and the reason why our faith is so strong in Him. Thank you, Lord, for your presence with us. We pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Bye-bye. Have a blessed day. See you next week for the next episode.